Today, I'm going to walk you through the simple steps to integrate SonarQube scans into your Azure DevOps pipeline. The key with Sonar is running scans constantly. This provides fast feedback and ensures you immediately find any new security vulnerabilities added to Sonar's database. So let's get started. First, we'll create a new project. Our test subject is HackMe repository on GitHub. It's got some juicy web vulnerabilities that our Sonar Scan should pick up as security issues. I'll copy the repo's URL and then import it into Azure. Alright, there's the repo. The next step is to create a pipeline to run the scans. I'll choose the Node.js template for our pipeline, since HackMe is a Node.js project. Next, we need to create a new project on SonarCloud.io. This will give us the correct command parameters to configure the scan. I'll click Create a Project manually. I'm choosing to base the new code analysis on the previous version. This ties into the quality gates in your Sonar project, but feel free to pick another option if it suits you better. Click the link that says With Other CI Tools. Now Sonar offers a bunch of ways to analyze your code. There's Maven, Gradle, .NET, and a whole lot more. I'm going to show you some general ways to run the scan using the command line scanner, instead of relying on things like Azure Service Connections. This approach is not only simple, but it also works with any CI provider out there. Software companies don't always have the best track record when it comes to user interface design. They seem to revamp the UI layouts of their products every other year. So it's always a good idea to use a method that doesn't depend on the UI. That's why I really prefer a way that doesn't involve clicking through menus, but instead uses simple scripts. If you're using the Ubuntu VM image, you can follow Sonar's instructions. Just copy the scripts to download and run the scanner. You'll also need to add the Sonar token as a variable. Now, I'm using a self-hosted Windows machine, so I'll do the installation for Windows. There's a step to download the Sonar scanner. I could do that on my self-hosted machine, but usually CI/CD services are set up in a way that avoids manual installation steps, so I'll show you a different approach. Let's check the Sonar documentation to see what they say about the integration. There are usually a couple of variables to set, so let's make sure we get them right. Yep, we need a checkout variable set to self and fetch depth set to 0. The first way I'll show you is using NPM. NPM is a good choice because HackMe also uses NPM. Currently, there seems to be a bug in Azure DevOps where multi-line scripts don't run correctly. To get around this, I'm using a one-liner that installs and runs the scanner on a single line. Next, we grab the scan parameters from SonarCloud's instructions. The final step is mapping the sonar token as an environment variable. I haven't created the variable yet, but let's do that now. Make sure to check the Keep This Value Secret checkbox, so the token doesn't leak into the logs or version control. To use secret variables, we need to map them as environment variables, and that's what we just did in the last 2 lines of the script. This is how you would integrate the scan for a Node.js project. If you had a Python project, you could use a PySonar scanner. Try to find a method that works best for your tech stack. If your project uses a package manager that isn't supported by SonarQube, you can download the binaries, or I'll show you next how to run the scan with a Docker container. So, let's find the right Docker image. There's the Docker run command we need. We just need to add the same arguments that we copied from Sonar's instructions to Docker command. We also need to add the sonar token as a parameter since the running happens inside the Docker container. Alright, we're all set. We've got 2 ways to scan with Sonar, so we're going to run it twice. The scan takes a few minutes to complete, but I'll fast forward the video so we don't have to wait. Okay, both scans ran successfully. Let's take a look at what we have in the run logs. Now, let's head over to SonarCloud and look at the findings. We've got 7 security issues, 3 reliability issues, and 12 maintainability issues, plus there are 5 security hotspots. When I first started using Sonar, I was surprised it didn't flag more security issues. Then I realized many of them are categorized as security hotspots, so don't forget to review those as well. Alright, that's it for today's Sonar adventure. If you found this helpful, give it a share with your teammates. Thanks for hanging out.